Well, I was born and brought up in Nairobi, just outside Nairobi. That's where I went to school. I went to high school. And my dad worked for the Shell company, so we traveled quite a lot. And at one time, he was transferred to Borneo in Singapore, so I went there. And then we moved here in the late 60s. And we settled in Pietermaritzburg, and I started doing work. I started working, and my mother said, "Do you want to go to university or Technikon?" I said, "I'm not sitting behind a desk ever again," which is a joke. And she said, "Well, if you want to be an actress, fine, you can be a flamethrower tightrope walker if you like. But for me, you do secretarial course." Well, I fought and carried on, but thank goodness I did, because that work, that training has been invaluable in everything I do. I can write my own television scripts, I can edit my own stuff, I can type, but still at about sort of 120 words a minute. My shorthand is a bit vague, but when I'm reviewing shows, I can, if I want to catch a quote, I can write it down. So then I went to the Durban Theatre School, the Anne Freed Theatre School here. I had wonderful teachers, voice training from Catherine King and Jeffrey Sutherland. And then was a case of working as a secretary and doing work at night. And then eventually I gave up and became a professional. And so then, since then, mainly in the early days was acting, then changed to directing, and then I also started creating the Durban Arts magazine, and that died for lack of funding, unfortunately, after about 21 years. And then my webmaster said to me, "Well, look, why don't you go on the internet? You can start your own website. If you're prepared to do it for nothing, then you're safe forever without having to worry about any sponsorship." So ArtSmart is now the largest multicultural website in KZN, and it keeps me busy 24. I now have, I think, 7 or 8 reviewers. I can't pay anybody. Everybody does it for love. And in Grahamstown, we had 5 people covering the festival, and we covered something like 43 shows. And now I've come back to directing, doing quite a lot of work there. And I was one of the members of the interim management committee of Stable Theatre to help bring Stable Theatre back up to speed again and into the city centre. And that's where a lot of my energies are now. At first I didn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. But as the realization set in, I just felt so honored to be acknowledged for the work that I've done and to be in the same kind of sphere as all the people who have gone before me that have won the awards. But I share this award with every single arts practitioner in KZN, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am. I didn't really start off as an actress. In fact, I didn't do any acting at school at all. I danced, first of all, and then I also learnt piano at a very early age, and I went up to grade 8, which is the grade 4 teaching. And then somebody wanted a singer who could act in a production, and so I was chosen and turned the road, and then the piano music went out the window and the dancing went out the window. Coming home one day and my husband saying to me, "Don't lose any weight." I said, "I beg your pardon." He said, "You are up for a part in Richard E. Grant's directorial debut, and he would like you, but you have to stay the weight you are." I said, "I'll force feed myself." But to work with Richard E. Grant, we shot in Swaziland with Julie Walters, who is my absolute comedy guru, people like Gabriel Byrne, Nicholas Hoult, Emily Watson, Miranda Richardson, and walk into the makeup bus in the morning and go, "Good morning, Richard." And I think, wake up, I'm dreaming. It was fantastic. I think it's the energy. I think it's the creative energy which you simply cannot destroy. It'll bubble up somewhere. It's very, very hard in the performing arts and the visual arts industry at the moment, because the arts are what suffer most if the economy is down. But the KZN people and the Durban performers, they just soldier on, and I have tremendous admiration for them. It's really hard. I can't stand people who are unprofessional and stupid. If they're ignorant, that's a different thing. But if they're just plain stupid and don't understand the demands of being in theatre, it's very, very rigorous. And punctuality is of absolute importance. If you're not there by the half-hour call before a show goes up, you have to assume the person's dead. Hopefully not dead, but not going to make it for the show, and you've got 25 minutes to decide, do you cancel the show or do you put somebody else in their place? And that is where a lot of people suddenly become stars, because the understudy has stepped in to take the lead's place. I think the largest challenge is the fact that it's very difficult to have a sustainable career in the performing arts, certainly in Durban. In Johannesburg, it's different because most of the corporate heads are there and there's a film and television industry. In Durban, it's very difficult. And I always say to people, try and find yourself something that pays the rent, pays your cell phone, pays your transport, but doesn't stick you behind a desk all day, so that if you do get a chance to perform, it doesn't interfere with your income earning capacity. I hope my relationship with everybody that I work with, whether I'm teaching them or directing them or working with them or reviewing them, that it's a good feeling. I hope to think so. People say I don't have any children. I said, no, I've got many children who call me mother. So there is a trust there, and I try not ever to lose that trust. Yes, I'm been very lucky to have had a number of awards, the Durban Critics Circle Award, the Durban Theatre Judges gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award, and very recently I won a Director's Award for the Panzer Festival of Reading of New Writing. And I have had awards for television work and for journalism work, so I'm very blessed. I would like everybody to support the live theatre, the performing arts, because unlike television where you sit in your chair and you just watch and you can zonk out, you can get up, go to the toilet, you can go to the kitchen, read a book if you're not interested in, or change the channel, you're watching people memorizing the words and performing live in front of you. And that is very special and very exciting. And I wish that people would experience that challenge. We try to do as much stuff that is entertaining, and there's some lovely shows on and some very, very fine actors in Durban. I would love to write more, I would love to direct more. I'd love to get more reviewers onto ArtSmart. I'd love more readers for ArtSmart so that they can see what is going on. We have an events list in ArtSmart which gives you dates, times, contact numbers of what is happening virtually into the new year. And I'd just like to carry on being a living legend.